welcome to Women's Therapy Center. This is Dr. Katz. Today we will talk about vaginal control and vaginismus and whether a woman can close her vagina completely. Let's find out. What is vaginismus? Vaginismus is a penetrative condition. It is listed under the pelvic pain disorders in the medical manual, but in functional term, it is a condition that is always anxiety-based. In other words, it is not a structural problem. It is a reaction to underlying anxiety or pain or worry or concern or past experience to vaginal penetration. Vaginismus is the instantaneous bracing up, the instantaneous clenching of the vagina, either upon penetration or at the thought of penetration. So it's a panic in the vagina. It's a reaction. And it's a very common condition, as this channel obviously explains and shows you and demonstrates to you, and you can watch the various videos over here. Some are educational about vaginismus and some are testimonials of women who struggle with vaginismus until they were cured. So it's very typical for the woman with vaginismus to believe, to feel, and even for the partner, that the vagina is hermetically shut and there is nothing that can go in. So when the vaginismus is such that vaginal penetration is not possible, or even a finger is possible and maybe a gyno exam under great stress is possible, but intercourse is not possible at all, then a common statement would be by the partner and the woman, it feels like hitting a wall, which means that your vagina is hermetically shut, right? Nothing goes in. The physical truth is that it cannot be hermetically shut down. There is no way the muscles in the pelvic floor can close the vagina so that nothing goes in. Or we would have been extinct, us as well as the animal kingdom. So a penis can always get into the vagina, but will it get into the vagina with consent and in a positive manner, without restriction, without any problems? So going back to how it feels like hitting a wall in the case of vaginismus, the typical partner would not want to push through. Even if the woman at times tells them, just go through it, that's okay, I'll grin and bear, because she feels that she'll do it one time, she'll be able to do it again and again, as if she has to break a barrier at the opening. But the partner typically does not want to do that because it's too traumatic for them, and they do not want to be a perpetrator. But even those who do give it a shot, with honest shot, knowing, I'm so sorry, I'm doing it, but let me try, they may not be able to get in because the woman may be fighting them very hard. But if they really force themselves, which is something they don't want to do, they will be able to get in. They will be able to get in. The pelvic floor muscles are not so strong as to completely lock and clench to no penetration. But, like we said, we don't want the situation of attempted penetration to become a negative event, to become a forceful event. So we accept the fact that it feels like it is completely hermetically shut, and we respect that. But it's a feeling. When you have vaginismus, you don't have much choice. It is the underlying anxiety that causes you to brace for impact of penetration, to clench in anticipation of what will it feel like, what will it be, how will I suffer, etc. And therefore, it is best to seek help and not to argue with a restricted penetration. Because the goal of treatment has to be about diffusing the anxiety that causes this reaction while building penetrations in a way that the woman befriends her vagina, in a way that the woman is able to own her vagina, in a way that the woman is able to say, yeah, I can have vaginal penetration without this panic that I had before. Yeah, that panic is a silly force. That panic is an unwanted power and negative impact on my life. No, I don't want this. I would like to have a vagina that works, because the control of the vagina comes from the head. This is where the woman gives permission. This is where the vagina may be entered, maybe by a penis, or the doctor for an examination, or you inserting a tampon, or a partner's finger, or your finger. It's about giving permission to self to avail your vagina for normal function, because you know what the vagina is like, because you understand how the vagina works, because you own it, which is not what happens in vaginismus. In vaginismus, the anxiety owns it, not you, not the woman with vaginismus. It's the panic that makes the call, and it does not make any sense, that panic. And it gives the false perception that vaginal penetrations are dangerous, or that something bad is going to happen, or you will ruin something because it's so painful to try to get in. So obviously pain means I'm breaking something inside there, right? It's all false. It's all the make-believe of the anxiety. So even though in vaginismus it feels like you're hitting a wall and the vagina is hermetically shut, there is no wall, and the vagina is not hermetically shut, but it's quite clenched. And neither you, nor your partner, nor your clinician would like to force themselves in. That is not right. So, vaginal control in vaginismus, meaning get the condition cured, get the condition treated, be cured of the underlying anxiety. You cannot deny it. In our thousands of cases, there has not been one vaginismus situation that was not anxiety-based. And for those of you who probably nodded their heads and said, sure, so many abused women. No. History of sexual abuse is less than 2%. Vaginismus is about the fear of penetration. It is about the negative messages of the anxiety that's underlying. It's about a connection between the anxiety and the genitals that created this false warning, and you want to take care of it. Hopefully that shed light on the situation. Hopefully you really seek treatment. There is no reason to live with vaginismus. Let us know if you have any questions. Definitely reach out to us if you're interested in treatment. We have in-person as well as virtual. And we're here to help you so you will not live like this any longer. As always, please like, share, subscribe, and see you next time.